Welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Galia. On this channel, we're teaching you how to master yourself and how to heal yourself. Today, I want to talk about a topic that is really profound, which is how to dismantle our inner patriarchy. We often think of patriarchy as a system that is established and that is outside of ourselves. But what about our inner patriarchy? And this inner patriarchy is created inside of ourselves by our upbringing, by our family traditions, by the society we live in. This is the subconscious program that we have fed our entire life. So what I'm asking you now is to become aware of the subconscious program. And how can we become aware of the subconscious program? How can we connect with these subconscious thoughts that are preventing us from being in our feminine essence, from expressing our feminine essence? First, we need to face this repression that we feel inside of ourselves. If there's this little voice inside of yourself telling you that you can't do that, well, this must be your inner patriarchy, your inner masculine, restricting your inner feminine. And then you are going to experience this state of feeling out of balance. And this is something that we need to face. This is something that we need to address. After finding out about my traumas, becoming aware of my traumas, because this is really important. This is something that I've been saying in my book, and I've been saying on this channel in my series, Healing the Wounded Feminine. If you haven't seen my series, I invite you to watch this series to understand how we evolve from a really matriarchal system to a patriarchal system, and how it did affect us on so many unconscious levels. After my own awakening to my traumas, because I was asleep, had no idea that I had traumas, and once I awakened to my traumas, I started to realize that my inner masculine was actually bullying my inner feminine. That means that if I wanted to chant, dance, express myself in so many beautiful and creative ways, I had this masculine voice telling me that I can't do that because I'm gonna expose myself to men, I'm gonna expose myself to their eyes, I'm gonna receive some attention that I don't want to experience, some attention that are deeply against the feminine, against self-expression. I actually observe these dynamics within my being, and I'm feeling into it. Actually, I'm doing quite the contrary of what my inner patriarchy is saying. Actually, if my inner patriarchy is saying that I can't do that because this is not safe to express my feminine energy, well, I want to actually do the opposite, because now I'm understanding that now what I'm feeding within myself, the thoughts that are coming up for me are negative, and these thoughts are actually detrimental to my well-being. It's threatening my power. And this is what you need to ask yourself. Is this thought threatening my ultimate power? And our ultimate power as women, we find it in the feminine, in this creative force. Because if we can master this creative force, there's nothing in this world that we can't do. So it's really important to question yourself when you feel that you are being prevented from doing something. Where is it coming from? Why? What's the message for me? Because we can't keep accusing, blaming something outside of ourselves. If it's happening outside of ourselves, it's that in some ways we allow it to happen. So this is important to recognize that yes, we've been actually subjugated by a system that is super disempowering for women, but at the same time, in which ways have we allowed ourselves to get corrupted? Because this corruption is happening within ourselves too. And there are so many women who are still feeding these subconscious programs. And just like I said, just at times as well, I'm feeding the subconscious program. But if I can be aware that there is this program, then I can detach myself from this program. We're not condemned to obey to a system that is disempowering. And this is the same thing when it comes to the feminine and the corruption of the feminine energy. How did we get to this space where the feminine is completely absent from our life? That the feminine is not considered divine. And this is something that we'll talk about in my next video, where I will talk about the initiation to the feminine path and understanding really how the absence of the feminine has prevented us from experiencing spirit. So please stay tuned. We really appreciate your comments, your likes, your efforts to make this channel grow. We haven't been really present on this channel. We've been traveling a lot, but I feel like this is now a good time for us to be present for you guys and to build this adventure together. So thank you so much for showing up for yourself. Thank you so much for listening to us, and see you in the next video.